Beyonce is being accused again of doing black magic. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. Everybody ain't lying. I spent probably a week doing research on all the people that they were connected with, and all of them are connected to some sort of black magic, some sort of witchery.
Not Beyonce again, and not that dark voodoo mess people keep whispering about. This time, the streets are saying she's diving back into it just to help her and Jay-Z escape the chaos surrounding their alleged dealings with Diddy. The claims are wild that Beyonce's been deep into witchcraft for years, even keeping certain things in her house for rituals. But here's the twist. Her own former nanny is allegedly coming forward, and what she's saying makes all those old rumors sound tame. Apparently, Beyonce's longtime nanny has been spilling tea that's shaking the internet to its core. She's claiming that all those spooky stories and witchcraft whispers might have had truth behind them. And if that wasn't enough, folks close to Jay-Z are allegedly saying he's facing some serious financial heat.
He put in the lawsuit, Jay-Z, that he was facing financial hardship, saying that he was not able to get business loans that he needed for his business and personal life because of these lawsuits. They've caused reputational harm, and banks denied him, even though he couldn't get loans before to save Roc Nation. And so he had to resort to a PPP loan to save Roc Nation. And how is it that a billionaire can't go into his own stash and allow his business to borrow money from him to save his business? Why does he have to run to the government to save him?
They're saying he's not as rich as he looks, and Beyonce's nonstop hustle, the tours, the brand deals, the surprise launches are what's keeping him at billionaire status. No wonder she's out here grinding like she's got a bill due tomorrow. Broken knee or not, Queen Bee is working overtime. But let's not act brand new. These witchcraft rumors didn't start yesterday. People have been talking about Beyonce's spiritual side since her early Destiny's Child days. But things hit the mainstream when her former drummer, Kimberly Thompson, spoke out.
Make this stuff up. Beyonce's ex-drummer of 7 years, she is seeking a restraining order against Beyonce. She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft, tapping into her phone bill, and basically controlling her finances, She's saying the Beyonce camp is put up a huge harassment campaign against her, and it's overall witchcraft. She sought a restraining order in the past. It got denied, and she has another one scheduled for October 11th, but the internet is just like, what? Excuse me? And, I was just at the Beyonce concert last week in Houston. It was definitely a religious experience.
Kimberly toured with Beyonce for years until she suddenly quit right in the middle of the On the Run 2 tour. Out of nowhere, she accused Beyonce of practicing extreme witchcraft behind the scenes. Kimberly didn't stop there. She claimed Beyonce was spiritually harassing her to the point where she had to file a restraining order just to feel safe. She said Beyonce allegedly sent people to check on her, making sure she stayed quiet and didn't run to the press.
I definitely did that to definitely be so clear to cut the cord that I don't want to have anything to do with this person at all. I don't want to work with them. I'm even embarrassed that I have worked with them because it's literally shattered everything that I've tried to build after doing that work in my life. If I always said when I was a kid, I never would want to regret anything, but this I regret. I regret that we ever worked together because it's turned my life completely upside down. She's not been able to let me go. She's not been able to let me progress into a mature woman and work with other people, build other great entities and statues and trophies that develop in the arts world and music.
That's when people really started side-eyeing everything Beyonce did on stage, from her glowing eyes to those mysterious hand gestures everyone talks about. But the story gets even darker. Kimberly stayed silent for years because people labeled her crazy. She said she got hate mail, strangers showed up at her home, and her career tanked overnight. But recently, she decided she's done being scared and started talking again. She claimed her time working for Beyonce ruined her life and even said that Beyonce's sister Solange was part of the same demonic practices.
She's just been a savage, stealing my intellectual property, stealing my ideas, just basically doing anything and everything to damage any type of happiness that I could have had up to current. That be in my own independent career, establishing my own company, my own music, relationships, whether it be business partnerships, personal relationships. So I've had to do a lot of work, a lot of practice of self-love. I know that, I was that kid that grew up and always did the right things and always studied really hard and always did a lot for whoever I was working for and the company. And, that time has come and passed over and over again. And it's just been a nightmare to try to move on and do other things with other people without it getting totally destroyed. The other people I've worked with that have been on a plateau have been paid to fire me. I found this out, and then it just kept happening. So it was a pattern. Get really excited about something, you build it up.
And that's when fans really started connecting dots, because not too long ago when Nicki Minaj went on a wild rant dragging Jay and Beyonce online, guess who popped up in the mix? Solange, the same sister Kimberly called out. The internet went crazy over it because it suddenly didn't seem so far-fetched anymore. So apparently, when Nicki Minaj went off on Beyonce and Jay-Z online, Solange just couldn't stay quiet. She allegedly stepped into the chat, and not with words, but with witchcraft vibes. At least, that's what people online were saying. While Nicki was in the middle of her rant, Solange suddenly hopped on Instagram and posted some very eerie images. People claimed they looked like idols or spiritual entities, and the timing, way too perfect to be coincidence. Fans immediately accused Solange of throwing shade at Nicki and warning her to stop talking or else. People said the message was clear. If Nicki didn't leave the Carter family's name out of her mouth, Solange was ready to summon her idols and drop some serious spiritual heat on her. And guess what? Nicki must have caught that vibe instantly because she stopped mentioning them altogether. It was like she got the message without a single word being said. But that wasn't the end of it. The rumors really exploded when popular blogger Storm Monroe joined the conversation and dropped some bold accusations. He claimed Beyonce isn't just a superstar. He called her the high priestess of Hollywood and said she has deep spiritual ties to a dark deity named Hun, supposedly one of the most powerful in the underworld. According to him, Madonna used to hold the crown as Hollywood's top witch, but Beyonce allegedly took that throne. That's why he said she gets so much love and protection in the industry, because of her status in the spiritual hierarchy.
Guys know Beyonce is a witch. She's a very powerful witch. She's heavy into African spirituality. She is a daughter of, I believe, either a daughter of Oshun or Yemaya. I go back and forth. I feel like it's Oshun though, but if I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But nonetheless, she's a high-ranking witch. Okay, how many people have come out and said, "Hey, shit, my cat started dying. Beyonce did this to me. I saw Beyonce do that." Like this is nothing new. Okay, but you got to understand, when it comes to Illuminati, to this industry, one person replaces the other. Madonna's old. Madonna is almost done. And Madonna is a very high-ranking witch. She is a high priestess. That's just pretty much what it is. Of course, the main thing Madonna practices is Kabbalah, but then there's different versions of Kabbalah, just like there's different versions of African spirituality. But then I also believe that in addition to African spirituality, I do believe that Beyonce is into dark magic and black magic as well, her and Jay-Z. And we're just gonna leave it at that.
Storm went even further, and this part really had people shaking. He alleged that all the awards, recognition, and protection Beyonce gets come with a dark price, one that allegedly involves her own kids. He claimed the twins, Rumi and Sir, aren't as sharp as their big sister Blue Ivy because Beyonce supposedly used them as sacrifices in exchange for continued success. It's a wild, disturbing claim, and though there's zero solid proof, the internet ran with it like wildfire. After Storm's statements, fans started doing their own digging, and that's when things got even weirder. People pointed out that Beyonce herself might have unknowingly fueled these rumors years ago when she introduced her alter ego, Sasha Fierce. She famously said she only calls on Sasha when it's time to perform because she's naturally shy and needs Sasha to take over. In one old interview, Beyonce even described how Sasha first appeared. She said, "Right before I performed for the BET Awards, I raised my hands up, and it was the first time I felt something else come into me." That line sent chills down people's spines, because to fans who already believed in the witchcraft theories, that sounded like a literal possession moment.
the girl cats. A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and while she was asleep, snacking on his people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too, which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician and she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music, handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band.
And ever since, folks can't stop debating whether Sasha Fierce is just a performance persona or something much darker, hiding behind the glitz and glam. I knew that was going to be my coming out night at the award show. Beyonce once said, but lately, the spotlight's been shining in the darkest way possible. Just when everyone thought things couldn't get any worse, another bombshell dropped. One of Beyonce's former dancers, Khadijah Sherry, came forward with shocking claims accusing Beyonce of allegedly paying people to kidnap her child and harm her as punishment for walking away after discovering what she described as witchcraft activity. Khadijah didn't hold back. She went off online posting, "Are you serious? You called for my child to be SA'd? You evil witch. At Essence, check on my child. I'm about to blow this through the roof. Beyonce, you went too far." She even added, "You gotta be kidding me. I'm the child you offered to be a star. You forgot you were only supposed to be a star on the tree. Giving orders of takeouts never went with your stardom." The post ended with a furious threat. "When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career. Not with my goddaughter. I'll blow your world up." Followed by hashtags like hashtag Destiny's Child and hashtag Really Jigga Man. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Last year, when Jaguar Wright did that explosive interview with Pi Morgan, she also called Beyonce and Jay-Z out, claiming they were into witchcraft rituals inside their home. Jaguar went as far as to allege that the couple kept the remains of people they supposedly got rid of in their mansion and used them for dark ceremonies.
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
And here's where it gets even creepier. Word on the street is Jaguar didn't come up with that story alone. Insiders say she got all that tea from Beyonce's former nanny. The nanny's identity hasn't been revealed, but whispers say she worked for the Carters when the twins were born before quitting after witnessing what she called demonic stuff. She allegedly reached out to Jaguar because she knew Jaguar was bold enough to say what others were too scared to. Apparently, the nanny didn't want to expose everything publicly. She'd seen what happened to the ex-drummer and dancer who spoke out before. Still, fans online are saying the puzzle pieces are starting to fit.
Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. Pierce.
One viral comment summed it up perfectly. Solange already exposed herself with her witchcraft post, and people still think these women are lying? Pathetic. At this point, it's time to start using some common sense. One fan even said, "At first I thought all these witchcraft rumors were wild, but honestly, nothing shocks me anymore." And they're not wrong, because even Beyonce herself once mentioned that her grandmother used to burn candles so her mother could have her. That one little detail got people thinking maybe these spiritual connections run deeper than we thought. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? Do you believe Beyonce's really out here practicing black magic? Or do you think the internet is just twisting old stories into something darker? And most importantly, could all of this be part of some secret plan to help Jay-Z bounce back from his rumored financial downfall? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm reading everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell so you don't miss the next drop. And if you want even more drama, click right here to check out our next messy video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. See you in the next one.